What if I told you that right now, thousands of Canadians are leaving real money on the table? Not because they don't qualify, but because nobody told them the rules changed. Today, we're talking about the 2026 Canada Pension Plan update, a payment that could put up to $1,947 every single month into your pocket. But here's the part that nobody's talking about. Eligibility has quietly shifted, and some people who thought they were covered are not. And some people who thought they had no chance actually do. So before you assume anything, stay with me, because this video could literally change your financial life. Welcome to Credit Smart Canada. Let's start with the number everyone's buzzing about, $847 per month. That's the maximum CPP retirement pension for 2026 after the government's latest adjustments. Now I want you to really sit with that number for a second. That's over $22,000 a year, just from CPP alone. Not OAS, not GIS, just CPP. For a lot of Canadians, that's the difference between surviving retirement and actually living it. But the word maximum is doing a lot of heavy lifting in that sentence, and that's exactly where things get complicated. Because here's the truth that your bank, your employer, and honestly even some financial advisors won't spell out clearly. Most Canadians will never see that $1,847 figure. The average CPP payment in 2026 sits closer to $758 per month. That's less than half the maximum. And the gap between those two numbers, that gap is you. It's your contribution history. It's the years you worked. It's the decisions you made decades ago that you might not even remember making. But the good news, it's not too late to close that gap, at least partially. So let's break this down in plain language, because CPP can feel like reading a government manual written in 1987, and nobody has time for that. The Canada Pension Plan is a mandatory contribution program. If you've worked in Canada and had employment income, you've been paying into it. You and your employer, both. Self-employed? You've been paying both sides yourself. Every year you worked and contributed, you were essentially buying yourself a slice of that future pension. The more you earned, the more you contributed, and the bigger your eventual payment. The maximum in 2026 reflects someone who contributed at the maximum level for at least 39 years between ages 18 and 65. That's the bar. Now here's where the 2026 update gets really interesting and where you need to pay close attention. Over the past several years, the federal government has been rolling out CPP enhancement, a two-phase expansion designed to increase how much Canadians receive in retirement. Phase 1 ran from 2019 to 2023. Phase 2 kicked in from 2024 and runs to 2025. What this means for 2026 is that if you've been working and contributing during these enhancement years, your future CPP is going to be meaningfully higher than what your parents or older siblings receive. This isn't a small bump. Over a full career, the enhancement could increase your CPP by up to 50% compared to the old system. That's significant. That's mortgage payment-sized money every month. But who does this actually benefit and who gets left out? That's the eligibility question you came here for, and I'm not going to dance around it. If you're currently 65 or older and already receiving CPP, the enhancement largely doesn't apply to your existing payment. Your base benefit was locked in under the old rules. However, and this is critical, if you're between 60 and 64 right now and still working, even part-time, you are contributing to the enhanced CPP. Every month you work in 2026 is adding fractional but real value to your eventual payment. Delaying your CPP start date even by 2 or 3 years from age 65 could mean hundreds of dollars more per month for the rest of your life. If you're under 60, this is the most important financial mechanism working in your favor right now, and most people your age aren't thinking about it at all. Start thinking about it now. Let's talk about the people who are eligible but don't know it. Divorced Canadians. Did you know that CPP credits can be split between spouses after separation? Pension credit splitting is a real tool that many divorced Canadians have never been told about. Depending on how long you were married and how your contributions compare to your ex-spouses, you could actually be entitled to a higher CPP payment than your own contribution history would suggest. Stay-at-home parents. If you took time away from the workforce to raise children while they were under age 7, the child rearing provision can remove those low-income years from your contribution calculation. That means those years won't drag your average down. Fewer Canadians claim this than should. If this applies to you, make sure Service Canada has it on file. Disabled Canadians. CPP disability is a separate stream, and in 2026 it comes with its own updated maximum. If you have a severe and prolonged disability that prevents you from working regularly, you may qualify for CPPD even if you haven't reached retirement age. The key is that you must have made sufficient CPP contributions in recent years, specifically 4 of the last 6 years before your disability, or 3 of the last 6 if you've contributed for 25 years or more. This is one of the most underutilized benefits in the entire CPP system, and it genuinely frustrates me how many people suffer financially when they don't have to. Survivors. If your spouse or common law partner has passed away and they contributed to CPP, you may be entitled to a survivor's pension on top of your own retirement CPP. The combined amount does have a cap, but many surviving partners receive significantly more than they would have on their own contributions alone. Now let's talk about the one decision that affects everything when you start taking CPP. You can start as early as 60 or as late as 70. If you start at 60, your payment is reduced by 0.6% for every month before 65. That's up to a 36% permanent reduction. If you delay past 65, you gain 0.7% per month, up to a 42% increase by age 70. On a $1,000 base payment, that's the difference between $640 a month and $1,220 a month for the rest of your life. I want you to really understand the weight of that decision because it's irreversible. There's no universally right answer. If you're in poor health, taking CPP early makes sense. If you're healthy and have other income sources to bridge the gap, waiting often pays off dramatically. The break-even point for delaying from 65 to 70 is typically around age 82 to 83. If you live past that, and more Canadians are living into their late 80s and 90s than ever before, you come out significantly ahead. Here is my honest take, and this is me speaking to you directly as someone who spends every day in the world of Canadian credit and finance. CPP is one of the only guaranteed inflation-adjusted lifetime income streams available to regular Canadians. It doesn't crash with the stock market. It doesn't disappear if your investment portfolio takes a hit. It is bedrock income. Treat it that way. Understand it. Optimize it. Don't just let it default at 65 because that's what everyone else does. Check your MyService Canada account online. Look at your statement of contributions. Understand what you've built. If something looks wrong, dispute it. Errors happen and they cost people real money. If you're not sure when to start, run the numbers or talk to a fee-only financial planner who doesn't earn commission on your choices. That's what Credit Smart Canada is here for. Cutting through the noise so you can make smarter decisions with your money. If this video helped you see something you didn't see before, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Drop your questions in the comments below. I read every single one. And if you haven't subscribed to Credit Smart Canada yet, do it now, because we've got more videos coming that will make your money work harder for you. I'll see you in the next one.